Hey, I'm Charles with Rocky Mountain. Today we've got our 2020 Polaris Pro XP in the shop, and I'm going to show you how to change out the drivetrain oil on it. Now this process will be similar for any of the late model Polaris RZR Pro XPs, whether it's a 2-seater or a 4-seater. And this is something that is often overlooked, but it is a maintenance item you don't want to ignore. So the maintenance interval for this is going to be every 100 hours of use or 1,000 miles, whichever comes first. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. To do this job, we're using an 8mm Allen socket and some other common hand tools. We also have some rags, safety glasses, rubber gloves. You're also going to need some oil. So we went with the Tusk oil change kit. This is a convenient way to get the correct type of oil in the right amount. And you can also choose which brand of oil you get. And we're also using contact cleaner to help clean things up when we're done, a funnel, ratio right, and a drain pan. First thing, we went ahead and raised our machine off the ground just to better show the process. You don't have to do this, but if you do, make sure you support the machine in a safe manner. And we're gonna start at the front. So we're gonna be placing a drain pan underneath the front final drive. Next, we're gonna remove our drain plug using our 8mm Allen socket. And we're just going through this hole in the skid plate. Now we're going to clean off our drain plug. We'll lube up that O-ring and then wipe off the sealing surface on that front final drive, and then install the drain plug and torque it to 10 foot-pounds. Then we're going to wipe off any remaining oil. Now on the passenger side of our front gear case, we're going to remove the filler plug. We're going to clean that off and the sealing surface. And then we're going to measure out 280 milliliters of oil. Now depending on what kit you have, if you have the Bel-Ray, that's going to be your gear saver. If you have the Maxima, that's going to be your front drive fluid. And if you have the Polaris stuff, that's going to be the demand drive fluid. After that, we can use the funnel with the flexible hose to help fill this up. One thing to keep in mind when you fill this up is Polaris recommends only measuring this fluid out and then pouring it in. They don't want you to pour it in until it's coming out those threads. Next, we'll lube up the O-ring on the fill plug. We're going to install that and torque it to 10 foot-pounds. Now at the back of the machine, just so you know where we're at, we've got these two CV axles going into our transmission, and just below that we have the drain bolt for the transmission. There's a little cutout through the skid plate for that, and we'll use our 8mm Allen socket to remove it. Just like the front, we're going to clean off the drain plug. We'll lube up that O-ring, and this is going to be a different torque spec. We're going to tighten this drain plug to 14 foot-pounds. On the back of the transmission, we'll remove our filler plug and again, clean that and the sealing surface. Now we can fill this to the lower threads on the fill hole using our gear saver. Now the Polaris oil, this is going to be the AGL gear lube, and for the Maxima, that's going to be the transmission oil. Once we have that transmission filled up, it's a good idea to let this sit for a minute and make sure that any excess oil drains out. After that, we're going to lube up the O-ring for the drain plug, and we'll install that and tighten it to 14 foot-pounds. After that, we can go back through and clean off any residual oil. I'm going to use a rag and some contact cleaner to do that. Now that we have everything cleaned up, we're ready to go ride, and changing the drivetrain oil on these Polaris Pro XPs really is that simple. There's no reason you should be overlooking this maintenance task. Now, if you need that Tusk drivetrain oil change kit or any other maintenance items for your Pro XP, check out our website. We've got a lot of different options on there, and if you want to see more helpful content like this, subscribe to our channel. I'm Charles. Thanks for watching.